Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to another fabulous CB and the Boys radio show. We have got a fabulous hot show tonight with some fire hot topics you don't want to miss. So just sit back and relax and buckle up. It's going to be a thrilling ride on CB and the Boys. So, see you in. George, roll it.
CB Booker, George, Breaker Boy Homie, Roger Hawkins, Mimi Acosta. Let's go! CB and the Boys, Midweek Motivator. Come on, gather around, get to 411, and let's talk about it.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to CB and the Boys. I am CB, and of course, I have my boys in the building. The fabulous Miss Mimi Acosta is not with us tonight. She is under the weather, so our thoughts and prayers are with you, Mimi, for a speedy recovery. We love you. We miss you. So we have Mr. Roger Hawkins, the incomparable, Mr. Universe. What's up, Roger? And no sound. All right. And we have George, Biker Boy Holman. What's up, George? Okay.
What's up?
How are you guys? Did you have a good weekend?
Oh, I'm just chilling, Raj. Look, you got your microphone's not working again.
Well, so our topic tonight is no talent is the new talent. So we're going to talk about it. It's going to be good. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. It's going to be real fun. So So in honor of Mimi's drink specials, I am drinking sparkling ice tonight, black cherry. It's quite tasty. Non-alcoholic, of course, but it is very good and satisfying. What you sipping on, George?
Well, I got me some good quality H2O.
Ooh, I have that too. Yes.
But I got one can left of the watermelon Monaco.
That sounds really good.
I'll be cracking that.
Sounds tasty.
What's up, Trey? In the house.
Hey, Trey, how are you?
Yeah, Mr. Raj still trying to figure out what's going on with his mic.
Well, at least we can see his pretty face. What's up, pretty boy?
Yeah, do like you did last time. Go back out and come back in.
This should be interesting. I'm intrigued. All right. So let's get to it.
So, you got any?
Roger just popped out and he'll be
Right.
popping back in. You guys must excuse me.
You got
I'm eating my dinner as well. And what is on the menu, you ask? Chili dog. Yum, yum.
oh,
Coupled together with Funyuns. Very delicious meal.
it was a cheesy mac night for me.
That sounds good. I like cheesy mac. Cheesy mac is good.
Trey said, Roger, get a new mic.
Hey, I'll send you my address.
Well, welcome to the show, Rod.
What's
Now
that?
you talking shit. I am not technologically challenged, so therefore I fix my issues. Anyway, what's up, people?
Not much, not much, not much. It is what it
What it
is.
ain't.
So does anyone
What
have
the-
any
what
411?
is Farmer John doing?
Excuse me?
Yeah, clearly.
You didn't see the you didn't see the chili dogs he's got sporting over there.
Yes,
Right.
this is my
I'm
boy.
like,
Chili dogs. Don't they look delicious? Paired with onions.
yeah, we're usually supposed to eat them before work.
Huh?
Yeah.
He said you're usually supposed to eat that before
All
work.
right, do you think? Oh God, that's,
I'm more of a
yeah.
work, eat at work kind of girl.
All right, that's what I goes for you. You have a third accent. You're killing me. So what's going on? What's going on in the mighty Mo, George? What's up in the Midwest?
Shoot, craziness. Shoot, no, shoot. Matter of fact, my question ain't what's up in the Midwest. My question is, what the hell is going on in Miami?
Man, Florida is nuts. But before we get on that, I have something to say. Shout out to our Kansas City Chiefs.
All right.
They looked amazing at their visit at the White House. They did us proud. And guess who they're playing for their preseason game? All right, I'll tell you. The Cardinals. Which means, yeah, they're going to be here August 19th, 7 p.m. I'm going to be in that building. So excited to see my Chiefs in person. Again, it's going to be so much fun. So happy. It's almost football season. Yay!
You just couldn't wait to ruin half of Roger's segment, huh?
Oh, shit. Sorry, Roger. I'm a football girl.
Everybody loves it. You know, like I said, I just got that once.
Oh, Chiefs.
Okay, it's a little bit out. So
So
there's that. Well, good. Mhm. What else?
so back to Miami.
Mm,
Back to Florida, period.
mm.
That's I mean, I'm thinking this is a candidate for world's dumbest criminals. Okay. I mean, I'm just saying.
What you got?
I mean,
We should
First
like
of
show
all,
those every week.
how are you gonna rob a cell phone store
This
using a box format?
this guy, this dude.
And then how you go?
Yeah.
We just gonna play the video. That's what we gonna do. We just
Yes.
gonna play the video.
Hmm.
Right. This dude.
Pretty bizarre scene here. New video shared by Miami Gardens business owner shows a thief stealing phones while covering his head up with a cardboard box. The surveillance video captured the robbery around 4 Saturday morning. It happened at I Repair Tech, which is located on Northwest 183rd Street. At one point, the clumsy culprit even drops his disguise, revealing his face just before he leaves the store. The owner tells us the thief took 19 iPhones and $8,000 in cash, doing a total of $15,000 in damage. The suspect was later spotted in the area around 5:30 Saturday afternoon and arrested.
Wow.
So
Hey,
Okay.
look. You
first
know
of all,
what? I hate shading Florida, but listen, you know that as a state, they're collectively stupid for so many reasons. So many reasons. This is just one of them.
but wait a minute. Let's go into the detail of the capture because they didn't talk. They didn't do that. They just said he got captured later on that day.
Oh,
So you know how he got captured?
do tell.
The store shop owner looked at the video, seen his face, and then decided to go walk around, see if the dude was around. They in a shopping mall. So he find the dude sitting in the bar drinking. So he called the police. The police came and got his ass. How you going to hang out in the same
he was
shopping
happy
mall
with his haul.
you're doing a robbery in? You big dummy.
He was happy with his haul. That's what that was. I mean, yeah, gee.
Hey,
Wow.
you should have went to the liquor store and took his ass home.
The box alone did it for me, but you know,
Yeah.
The box probably had an address on it.
Of all the people that deserve to be shot in the ass, you know, come on. Yeah,
Oh,
so,
I mean, I'm just saying.
I mean, you know, I found a bunch of shit on Florida just because, well, they're stupid.
Hmm.
Hate to be like that, but I was looking at, you know, again, I know y'all know, you know, it's always something. So the anti-immigrant bill, I just checked this out earlier.
Yeah.
I think it was SB 171. What do you want? Let me check. But I found it pretty funny because as they had their town hall meeting, you know, a lot of the politicians are now begging the workers and immigrants and all that to not go, which I find fantastically hypocritical because of course they're doing that. They're doing that whole and to back up, they're actually trying to appeal to religious and political leaders to say, hey, you know, talk to your people, convince your people to not go. Doesn't that just sound like an entitled son of a bitch, you know, who's like, basically, the only way that you can hurt people like that is hit them in the wallet. And that's what happened. So, again, this is, you know, this is the state of Florida doing what it does best, but also just some of the people, it's such a trip. It's such a trip, you know, so anyway, I don't know what the nature of that is, but I will say, you know what, good for them not being funny. At least they show unity, you know, sticking together and doing whatever. So you know what? Yeah, it's probably gonna be a lot of inflation and shit like that. Hey, but you know, good for the people that are leaving. You know, take your burro and your bags and your babies and everything else would it be and move, you know, because guess what? Like I said, don't appreciate you, bounce out. Take your workforce, take your income, take all that shit. So, you know, I wish more people could do that. I ain't saying the names of cultures, but you know, that's so you know, good for them. I think the shit's funny.
Wow.
So yeah, that's what's going on. They literally, they were saying, you know what, we're just doing it to scare you guys, talking about passing the law or the bill or whatever they're saying. We were kind of doing it to scare them into, you know, acting accordingly. But that's, you know, yeah, and this is what they got. So, you know, so there's that.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty entertaining. Pretty entertaining. Let me see if I can pop this up real quick. Got some other action going on. Now I did see, and I'll see if I can get George to look this video up. There's some speculation now. Of course, you know how we've been talking. You know, one of the conspiracy theories about what happened to Jamie Foxx obviously was, you know, people are thinking, oh, he was talking like Diddy was trying to take him out, which I still kind of hold to that theory, that conspiracy theory. But then there is another interesting one that's getting people to kind of, once again, it's causing a rift and a divide amongst people, which is all that I think is wanted to be done. And that is, of course, that he had an adverse reaction to a COVID vaccine based on being made to do that for a movie. So it's there's another faction about that. And I will say I did see a video, you know, with a doctor friend of his. And what I realized about the entertainment industry and all that is people will deliberately, you know, skirt around using proper names or being very, very specific, but they'll hint around and go, well, you know, this kind of thing happens. And sometimes people don't do X, Y, Z. So it was a lot of that. But this particular gentleman talked about, He talked about, he believed that was a big part of it too, and he was saying he kind of got to DeMar Hamlin, who who collapsed on the field last year for the Giants. The same thing, or for Buffalo, same thing. Just saying that the adverse effects and things like that are starting to come out and be recorded, et cetera, et cetera. So I found that interesting. I don't know if they're deliberately trying to kind of throw someone off the scent of the trail, but there's a new twist to that. And supposedly he was temporarily blind. Also, his inability to walk for a while. So the truth, I'm sure, is somewhere in the middle. Is he out of the hospital? Is he not? Blah, blah, blah. So anyway, still keeping, prayers out for this cat that he gets better. All right.
So
let's keep it.
I did find. Hold on.
What'd you find?
Give me a second here. Okay, we're gonna see what they had to say here. It says fact check. Was Jamie Foxx left paralyzed and blind by COVID vaccine? So we're gonna find out here in just a second. See if I can. See what we got. See what we got. It killing me.
Right. I'm about to say you ain't got it.
Right.
And you know what?
They lied. They lied. They had this video here, but it was just a whole commercial.
Now, and which stance are we looking at here?
This is a article from Newsweek, and they had a video up there, but all the video did was play a commercial. But yet they show a picture of him attending Creed 3 in London.
Oh yeah. And I did see that.
So I'm thinking paralyzed and blind bullshit. Can't go to the movies if you play right. Well, you could, but I mean, yeah.
Well, I don't think that was when it happened, but just saying, that was kind of the latest that we saw on him.
What the heck? Everything on him is full of commercials. Everybody wants you to look at a commercial.
I'll grab it. Let me see if I can pull.
I can't. I am actually not able to pull up an updated video in regards to it.
All right, give me a second. I'll grab it. I know I had some stuff earlier, but now let's just let's keep it in Florida. So
let's see what they say. Hold on.
You get it?
I got something. Yeah. Let's see what they say about it.
Now that I don't want something.
We're gonna see what ABC New York has got to say.
Close to actor Jamie Foxx giving an update on his mysterious hospitalization. A source telling People magazine they were told the race star,
I might be blind, but I ain't stupid,
who is recovering in a hospital from an undisclosed medical emergency last month, is stable and not in a life-threatening situation now. That person also saying doctors are doing more tests and want to be completely sure that he will be okay before allowing him to be discharged, and that the Oscar winner has been advised to keep his stress level down once he leaves the hospital.
Sources do tell people that they want to make sure that he is perfectly stable when they do eventually release him, but unfortunately, we still don't know exactly when that will be.
This update coming just days after this message was posted on Fox's Instagram account saying, "Appreciate all the love, feeling blessed." Before being hospitalized, the 55-year-old was most recently seen filming in Atlanta with co-star Cameron Diaz on the set of Netflix's upcoming film Back in Action. The Fox insider telling people what happened to him medically is serious enough to keep him in the hospital, but adding the hospital is the last place Jamie wants to be, saying he has a lot of projects going on. He gets things done. He is focused and astute.
We've heard from some friends in his inner circle that he is recovering well, and they all do hope for the best, and they do think that he will come out of this sooner rather than later.
There you have it.
Yeah. I think, yeah, and I think a lot of that is just kind of people. Yeah. But but it's not giving any update on what supposedly caused it.
No, I haven't seen any of the actual calls.
Okay, yeah, I'm going to grab that. I'm going to grab that, and I'll get it out here in a little bit, because I think like I said, it's just, I mean, and again, you get your different factions, you know, the who and the why it was done, and that kind of thing. So we'll get to that. But like I was saying, I was here. Let me throw something up for you. You seen that?
Wow.
What?
Oh
I didn't
yeah.
see that.
Wait a minute. Wait. Hold on. That is wrong in so many ways.
What?
What?
What part?
Okay, wait a minute. All right. I read it too fast.
Oh, right.
I was like Florida football player.
That just means you just can't read.
Oh, dang. No, I didn't see that. That's new to me.
No, so you know, and I was reading it earlier. Again, this just goes to show how people can and cannot deal with things. They can and can't handle things. You know, it's the same old thing. She breaks up with a young man. He began to stalk her for a while. Now, what I think is interesting is, as they were trying to get restraining order, of course, you know, she and the mom, I mean, you know, I guess it went on for a certain amount of time. I don't know how long it takes to get one. I do know that they said it's been at least a week or two, or whatever the case may be, because the whole thing was he began to stalk her, which means that's at least a day or two or three or whatever. So they were coming out of a restaurant. They saw him. They did try to get away. I feel like everything that was done correctly could have been done correctly, you know, and then he just kind of bum rushed him at the parking lot with a knife. He starts to stab her. Her mom gets in the way. He stabs the mom. And then he began to, you know, he stabbed the bystander who tried to help. So people did what they kind of did. They tried to, you know, try to help and things like that. And then once he got disarmed, or you know, once he got separated from stabbing her 15 times, he tried to then cut his own throat. Now, if you try to saw at your own throat, all of this stuff determines that you're batshit crazy, or at least you've gone to that point, because now you want to do all of this and kill yourself, which is kind of the thing now. It's like, oh, I'm going to kill everybody, then I'll kill myself. It'll be over, and I guess I'll be infamous forever, which is the stupidest shit I've ever heard of. I mean, I don't care what we do. I'm not trying to get rid of me. but never,
exactly.
Yeah, you know, but that's what happened. So it was a weird thing. But yeah, man. I mean, this is just this is Florida for you right now. And listen, if you live in Florida, if you got family there, which I do, I'm still not sorry. But damn, what is going on? And honestly, not being funny, but this is really a USA problem. much more of a USA problem.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
I'll be honest, there's just a lot of shit going on in this country that's being allowed. And y'all know how I am. I definitely feel like there's more to it than just, oh, it's not happenstance, it's not chance or coincidence or random. I just feel like there's a transition going on. Because and I hate it. I hate sounding like my parents and grandparents, but every time you look up, there is something crazy going on, something violent, something, everything in this country results in people getting killed, shot, or stabbed, or whatever. Disagreement over cereal. Who's your favorite artist? What's your sports team? It doesn't matter. The end has to be, I gotta kill you, gotta kill you. So I don't know. I don't know what the hell is going on, but it's frightening. And for people that go, I'm just gonna leave. I mean, I know it sounds good, but we say this all the time. Can you really leave? Can you really leave? If you really want to, if you're like, what, I'm done. I'm done with all this going on in this country. And that sounds crazy because people say it all the time. Well, if you don't like it, just leave. Well, I think a lot of people really do believe that to live in here. But hell, if the con is you don't get to enjoy the pros, what the hell's the point?
Right.
That's it here. It's like, dude, everything has to end in somebody dying. It's damn ridiculous. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it in Florida and give you guys. I'm going to get. I don't know if you've seen it, but I'm going to give you the face of the woman accused of murdering AJ, and I'll get more on that in a second. The woman who shot through the door, through a locked door, killing this young mother because her children were playing in the yard next door and all that. I mean, this just screams about all the underlying, not even underlying, but outlying racism and everything and stuff like that. I hate to keep on screaming that, but this is the nature of it's the nature of this place.
She did what? What did she
Florida
do
is kind
now?
of you kidding? You got to be kidding me. Okay, so I'll back up. There was, there's a white woman. I think she was in her 50s. I'll get the story real quick. Who basically shot and killed the mother of some children that she was harassing. She was kind of like the town menace or the neighborhood menace or whatever. She always yelled racial stuff at everybody. She called the kids out of their name. She was violent. She threw stuff at them and things like that. And so this woman's children were playing next door or in a empty lot that isn't hers. In an empty lot that isn't hers, and she got mad, and sent them on the way. So anyway, they left. They left her iPad. The lady picks up the iPad, takes it in the house. Well, as she takes it in the house, she, the woman or the kids come back to get the iPad. Well, and this is the woman right there. Let me see if I can get her name for you. But anyway, she through the kids. So this chick is, like I said, when I say she's batshit crazy, I mean she's out to lunch. No excuse though. But she had been kind of terrorizing the neighborhood for a while, which also leads to believe why wasn't something done previously.
Right.
Maybe it was because of who it was. Anyway, after she hit the kid house to address her and go, see what's going on. You hit my kid. Before she did anything, the door was locked. She went behind the closed door, shot through the door one time, killed the woman. So shot and killed the mother. Well, then I think what pissed a lot of people off was, Florida has this whole stand your ground law. So they couldn't arrest her right away. And I think that really pissed people off because everybody was like, oh, they wouldn't have done that if it was so and so and so forth. Well, I think it works out that they have to prove it, and then they charged her. So they ended up eventually arresting her and charging her. But I think they're only trying to charge her with like manslaughter and things like that, which I do not agree with because I promise you, had I done it the other way around, matter of fact, had I just shot her with a slingshot, I would have gotten attempted murder. So there's that. But yeah, so
Right.
they are going to at least the woman has been arrested finally and things like that. And, they said she stayed in the house and all that. Here's a kicker. Now, again, this is just Roger speaking, but y'all know if they didn't arrest her immediately, no need to come. No need to send the police with handcuffs. She ain't gonna need them.
All right.
You can't do that, and it's horrible because honestly, she did one shot, one kill. That's legitimately what she did, and tried to claim self-defense, which is
so it looks like
completely awesome. Right.
All right, I appreciate everyone being here. My deputies happened to respond to basically a trespassing call, and as they were on their way, they learned about an individual, or there was shots that were fired at the time. And upon arrival, they found a victim suffering from a gunshot wound, and immediately rendered aid until medics could arrive. But unfortunately, Ms. Owens passed away. Here's what I can tell you. Is we know that this has basically been a neighborhood feud over time. I've got reports that these things they've called one side or the other. Either the mother, Ms. Owens, is called, or a shooter is called, complaining about the children. Now, his children being children. So whatever occurred there and the actions in which the shooter did with the children, we're still trying to figure out. And at that point is when she went back into her home. At some point, I believe it was the oldest son that had went back and told the mother, or somehow the message got back to Miss Owens. Miss Owens came to the house to confront the lady. And when she confronted her, again, we only have one side of the story. Okay. I want to make that clear. This is just one side of the story. It's not both sides. It's not all of it. Okay. And this is why we take our time in these type of cases. So she confronted her, and then according to the one side, there was a lot of aggressiveness from both of them, back and forth, okay? Whether it be banging on the doors, banging on the walls, and threats being made. And then at that moment is then when Ms. Owens was shot through the door. And what we have to rule out is whether the deadly force was justified or not before we can even make the arrest. And sometimes it becomes difficult, and sometimes it becomes an obstacle.
I, along with Attorney Benjamin Crump, have been working very closely to the family. We did meet with the Sheriff's Department this morning. The Sheriff has given us his full confidence as well as assurance that he will do a thorough and professional job on this matter.
You can talk to me if you're
I call bullshit.
Exactly. I 100% do call bullshit because, like he said, this has been an ongoing thing. So if it's been an ongoing thing, that's premeditated. And now you're going to tell me, oh, we didn't know. I'm George. I'm with you. I call bullshit. You're not going to sit there and tell me, well, yeah, we have. And now maybe this is the law, but it pissed me off that you're calling out the deceased name and you won't even say who's being, charged or whatever her name was. Now I get it. They hadn't arrested her. You know how that goes. You give a name,
but they know
likely somebody's about to run over and do whatever. But I still. Well, yeah. So what actually caught her was the fact that she was on camera everywhere because everybody's got a Ring camera. Everybody's got a camera. So that's what I think is funny because, well, not funny, but you see what I'm saying? Like, this chick is so fucking old. She doesn't even realize that, no matter what you do, somebody's going to see it. They just are. Oh, real quick, here it is. Let me give you guys. Her name is Susan Lorinez. Let me see if this is the right recording. I'll get that. Well, give me a second. But yeah, I call bullshit. I'm like, gee, I call bullshit. That's her name, Susan Lorinez. Yeah. And so that's who did it. And they've been at this for a minute. They've been at this for a minute. So we're not gonna play that game. So see that whole manslaughter thing. That's why it makes me mad. It makes me mad because you guys are throwing all this crap out there and trying to speculate. And I'm not gonna knock him. And there was another part of it that the sheriff and all them said, hey, listen, you know what? We're going to get all the facts in, and of course we're not going to interview these children. They were traumatized. Da, da, da. So I will give him points for that, because he was like, of the witnesses that were there, why in the hell would we interview children? So I definitely take my hat off to him for handling it appropriately. But man, Florida, man, they can't wait. They cannot wait to do the whole stand your ground and blah 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 bullshit. That's kind of what that bugs me, because they're just in again a little bit the whole gun laws and gun control and things like that. And even though everybody knows Roger is pro gun, not I just think something has to be done. Something has to be done. Uh, there has to be some kind of regulation. Again, I think it's on purpose that it's not. I do. But, this is what's happening constantly, allowing people to just, turn into vigilantes and do what the hell they want. So I'm not feeling it. I'm not feeling that at all. I'm not feeling that at all. So
Let's see. What's up, Ravel? Welcome to the show.
my man. How you do, sir?
Hello.
So, in other still shitty in American news, because that's what I feel like. I feel like no matter where you turn, it's like shitty in American news. So
That's exactly what it is.
yeah,
100%.
You said 100%. What you got?
Shannon Doherty. Yeah. I know most of us are old enough to remember her from 90210 and some other things. She had a pretty good run in the 90s, and I guess she started battling breast cancer quite a few years ago, but it's now metastasized and it's moved to her brain. And I mean, she's all but said it's terminal, and she was mentioning, thank all my doctors, et cetera, et cetera. But not being funny, it doesn't really sound promising for her. So,
Wow.
just maybe throw some thoughts Shannon's way, because she was kind of known for being the bad girl and kind of things like that. Yeah. So, but yeah, she had a run in the 90s. So I feel bad about that. I feel bad for anybody for that matter. But you know how when you kind of not being funny, you kind of see people like in your age demographic, and you go, whoa, wait a minute. So it's not the greatest,
And to piggyback off of that, that is true. Like when you see, celebrities that you've grown up with, and you see, they are leaving us, at rapid rates. So it is so weird. Like for me, growing up with Prince, that was the biggest loss, was Prince being here today, gone tomorrow, literally. And that was tough, and other, celebrities that we've grown up with that are no longer with us. It's weird. And then you come to the realization that, you go to a club and you realize you're the old chick in the club or the old dude in the club.
I mean,
Nate, you are 100% right.
I mean,
Tomorrow is not promised.
It is kind of funny that you mentioned that, because we talk about that now. People our age and stuff like that always go. I think about when coming up, when I was in my 20s and stuff like that. We'd go out and then we'd be, we didn't go out till 11:30 or whatever. But let's say, for instance, you were trying to get into a club where you had to be a little bit older. If they knew you, you were cool cool you get the older crowd that we are now. So like I see like my aunts and things like that, and their friends, and it's maybe call it 9:30, which is early for us when we're younger, late for them. We're like, yo, where you going, God? The party just started. And they're like, when you come, we go. Never understood that until about 10 years later. Totally get it. I totally get it. I don't want to be anywhere where the dress code all of a sudden changes and gets real relaxed. Like I said, the facial hair gets non-existent and less gray. That lets me know that's not my crowd anymore.
I remember in Kansas City there was this club, the Adams Mark.
I mean, it's funny, but it's
it
true.
used to be nice to go over to the Adams Mark and just chill out, or go to, I remember the Epicurean, don't know if it's still in existence, but
Yep.
to go there, listen to old school music and just chill out, eating some great fried chicken or fish, or, you kind of miss those days.
See, you're running out of those because, like, for example, the Epicurean. So, yeah, I just forgot his name. The owner died.
Did he?
Benny.
Benny died. Benny died
a couple of years ago.
His sons took over, and they took a bunch of money and completely gutted and totally remodeled the Ep, and it looks phenomenal. It's phenomenal. I mean, they got like 20, 30 TV screens in there. They did an excellent job remodeling. And then
I heard
they opened it. They opened it up to everybody that's 12 years old and older.
But did you say 12?
Yeah, 12. Yeah, 12.
So all we have now is the Green Duck.
That's about the gist of it.
What do you mean the Green Duck? Green Duck been gone for like 3 decades. What are you talking about?
Has it really? I didn't know.
Listen, this girl swears she ain't been home in 74 years. I mean, most of these have been gone in the past maybe 10 or less, to be honest. But
I didn't know.
Matter of fact,
when I left Kansas City, Green Duck was still in existence. So that's so weird.
Don't tell me that. No.
What about Tiger's Den?
Okay, you sound like
gone. Been gone. Matter of fact, the whole entire building is gone.
Are you serious?
They renovated that whole part of Truth and turned it to a great big old park.
A park? Nice. Okay, what about 6902?
All right, you know what? Stop talking.
It's
called something else, but
it's called the 6 now.
Is that where we went when I was there?
Exactly.
Was that what it used to be, 6902?
Yes.
It didn't look like 6902 though.
Big bonehead. Ain't nothing changed. It's still the same on the inside. All they changed was the name.
It's the same clown. It's the same clowns in there.
It looked different.
So
I always thought it was bigger than that.
Yeah, he got
Jimmy's is gone too. I remember like we would start our night out at Jimmy's and then end our night out at what was the name of that club? I can't even think of the name of it now, but man, so many good times.
Yeah,
there was a lot of clubs back then.
Killing me.
Hey, I gotta throw this out there just because I feel like it's funny because I want to intermittently break up all the horrible news that we got going on. This I should say my segment does this make me a dick, but not. I'm gonna call this "Tell Me You're a Person of Color Without Telling Me You're a Person of Color." Check this out. Come on, man. On a plane, a whole damn dinner on the plane. Come on.
I wish I'd have been on that plane. I'd have been like, hey, y'all got an extra leg for me? Can you share a leg for a sister?
I know. I bet you do. I know.
Wow.
You know what? Look, at the most, it might put out a little bit of sense. But come on. That's just called.
Wow.
Across the whole thing. Just.
Brothers gotta eat, sister gotta eat, Hey.
Yeah. We ought to have a segment called "Timing is Everything." Because damn,
They don't serve food on the planes anymore.
They said soul plane.
exactly.
Right.
Come on, timing is still everything, man.
But
But
they
damn,
don't
you just
they
gonna
don't
break out
serve
the
food on the
whole
planes
picnic.
anymore.
Like,
You're
come
lucky
on,
to get a
I'm
biscuit.
off.
And by biscuit, I mean a cookie, a little tea and
Depends on how.
crumpet. You're lucky to get that. They don't even give you crackers anymore. These have some really good crackers.
Depends on
They
how.
taste like Ritz. They're so
Depends
good.
on how far you're
You,
going and who you're flying.
you get Chex Mix.
On a 4-hour flight, you used to get food. Now you don't. You don't. It's sad. You
Well,
get a
Crystal,
Hey, look,
that's why you eat before you go.
right. It's like I said, timing's everything. Hey, how about we
Have
plan
you
this out?
have you seen all the food establishments in the restaurant in the airports?
In the airport, yeah, that you can get.
They'll
and
never
who
really
has
they'll never
time
use them
to
if they
take
know they're
out
gonna get
a
a meal on a
loan to
plane.
afford all the food at the airport? Who
Yeah, you're
has
gonna pay
time to apply
$137.
for a loan
Or a
to pay
cheeseburger.
$10 for a bottle of water? Who has
Yeah,
that?
that part is true. That part is true.
But
So,
that's what it is, and it's people doing it. So
and hey, you guys, as far as well, not you, but George, y'all over there, are you guys having? I know you are. I've seen the reports in air quality. I know you guys. Have you heard about what's going on with air quality due to Canada forest
oh yeah,
fires?
oh yeah,
Right.
yeah.
I know they had to be saying something there because Missouri's catching.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. They're talking about
Yeah.
it. But I mean,
But, I mean,
air quality to me don't seem any different than it always seemed without the forest fire. So
Nah, Kansas
Yeah,
City.
but
just saying.
on this, well, now on this one, it's a little bad. Literally, I think what is it? Not well, China's up there, but is it Taipei? I can't remember. Long story short, it's in India. That's where the worst air quality on the planet is in India, followed by China. New York surpassed that in terms of air density and pollution rate parts per million because of the forest fires. Literally, they have to again wear COVID masks and things like that. And they said basically breathing that air right now, all on the East Coast and things like that, is like the equivalent of smoking however many packs of cigarettes and all that. That's why George don't know the difference and shit. He's like, well, I'm a menthol man. So anyway, it's pretty bad though.
Non-menthol.
Oh yeah,
Go ahead.
I stand
He's
correct. I
doing
stand
his
correct.
part. Okay,
I stand
George.
correct.
My Newports are red.
Okay.
Oh, hey, yeah, look at
Hey,
you, look at
red
you.
Newports. Hey, always bet on red. Okay.
So yeah, it's pretty crazy. But yeah, just thought I'd throw that out there. But yeah, let's get back to crazy because I got a whole lot of it.
News. More than 40 rounds were fired, and not one of them hit that homeowner. He was standing in a yard just behind me over my left shoulder at this house. 3 suspects came by, police say, and they started opening fire at him, and he returned fire. And if you can pan over here to the left, you can see the suspect's vehicle down the street on Glen Burnie. It sort of crashed there on the left. It's a Nissan Altima. Let's show you some of the video. This happened early this morning. It's remarkable this homeowner wasn't hit because there was an excess of 40 rounds fired, and the homeowner actually was able to hit all 3 suspects in a moving vehicle, which is quite remarkable when you consider all of these facts. 2 of those suspects are dead, police tell us. 1 died at the scene. The other died at the hospital. The 3rd suspect is at Bentop. He is in surgery. We don't know his condition just yet. The homeowner who's been answering questions all morning is still with police and has gone downtown to answer more questions. Detectives telling us that this is most likely going to be a self-defense case and the homeowner will likely not be charged. His brother tells us, family members tell us that the brother goes to the shooting range often and has an AR-15, and that is what they tell us is the weapon he used in this shooting. News. More than 40 rounds were fired.
Hey. Check it out. Where my shit at? That's all I can do. That's all I can do right there. My hat's off to them. That's what I'm talking about. These fools came through airing it out with a 50-round clip and didn't hit nothing. He picked off all 3 of them in a moving car.
I thought the same thing. Here's what's
That's how you
pathetic,
do
but
it.
not pathetic.
There's still no justification for
And here's the thing.
AR-15 and a
Y'all get
civilian.
mad at me if you want.
Brian, you stupid.
Agreed. But
Right, Charles?
Oh,
Exactly.
But here's what I'll say. Like George said, you know what? Kudos to him. And I'm saying this, and I am going to be specific. I'm talking to my brothers. Listen, it's a blanket statement. So if anybody gets butthurt, I don't give a shit. But it's a blanket statement. I can just about guess the age and demographic of that person. You want to know why? Because some groups of people get their weapons and they train with them. They use them. They practice. And then some people get their weapons and practice doing shit they see on, app videos and movies and TVs. Now, you tell me who you think does which. 3 sons of bitches who shot up the block, made the whole block hot, didn't hit shit, couldn't hit water if they fell out of a boat, apparently, or the individual who took the accurate stance, took all the proper measures, scope, sight, and tapped all 3 of their asses. It's the truth. We do this kind of stuff all the time to ourselves, and I'm happy to throw it out because I know it was us. I know it was. If it wasn't, I'll stand corrected.
Be more
but I bet it
careful who
was,
you're shooting at.
simply because we do that shit. How many times you see videos niggas doing this? The side. I mean, this is true. That man goes to the range. That man practices. So to hit targets and moving vehicle, and I don't care what he is, black, white, old, young, whatever. Big ups to him. He executed exactly what he'd been training for. And that, in this case, guess what? He literally was protecting his home. That's one out of every 1,000 or so stupid cases, but it just stands to reason if you're going to have it, train with it. And I'm not saying you can do it all the time because we're not all privy to have that kind of free time. But if you're going to have it, I definitely agree. You should practice. That's anything. That's whether it be shooting, cooking, bike riding, anything, dancing, practice. And so I guarantee this guy's put in the time. So I'm just saying to him, hey man, big ups to you. No matter what the motivation was, hey, you win this day, sir. He had real shit. But
that he did.
Anyway, I found that pretty entertaining.
Kind of shit.
The hell?
Now, on the flip side, sometimes it doesn't hurt to have a gun.
That's the one you're supposed to shoot through the door right there.
That part right there. See, what you ain't gonna do, what you ain't gonna do is beat on my door with anything more than a couple of times and not get a little heat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's what you ain't gonna do. And come on. You know how mad you have to be creative enough to grab a damn pickaxe? That is such a specific choice of weapon. You know what?
And then he turned around. And then he turned around and couldn't even use it because his first 3 swings at the door handle he missed.
He didn't look in shape. Shit, what you want? Yeah, that was bad, dog. That was bad.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so I'm just I mean, again, the list goes on and on and on. It just
That's crazy.
Watching,
That's
watching all this madness go through. Yeah, yeah. But this is, this is where we live in, And guess what? This shit all happens in this country. Like I haven't even had to go to international news, and that would be something actually that I would have expected, from like a Russian farmer or a European whomever. I really would have expected that. And there's nothing against anybody. It's just like because they don't have the access to assault weapons and things like we do, I would have expected that to come from there, not some pissed off white boy in Southern California. Come on, man, you got the best weather. Man, sit your ass down somewhere. I can only assume this dude was, he was, was on crank or something like that. I don't know. I don't know. It just made me laugh. So
are we ready to dive into our topic for tonight?
Well,
we can.
You got some sports going on or nothing? No movies?
Nah, not really. I am, but we're gonna get into the topic. I'm really, other than DeMar Hamlin. Let me stop lying. DeMar Hamlin did he did full OTAs, full practice for the first time since his collapse. I do not want to forget about that. Like I said, I'm happy to see that young man back out there doing his thing. It was a freak thing. I am sure. I am glad to see it. So I will throw that out there sports wise. And again, we've got some, we're still trying to figure out the DeAndre Hopkins situation with the Chiefs. So I'll let you know if and when that deal gets made for receiver. So that's really about it. Not a whole heck of a lot. Been a busy week, but throwing that out there. And from fitness goes, hey, get fit. Now I do have some other shit, but that's it. That's it for me. I want to get into the subject when we do. CB, you do your thing.
Yeah. I got just my little quick segment here.
Yeah. Do you?
Let me do my little thing right quick. Hold that thought. All right. Worthless information in 90 seconds or less. On an average, 100 people choke to death on ballpoint pens every year. It is possible to lead a cow upstairs, but not downstairs. The main library at India University sinks over an inch every year because the engineers failed to account for the weight of all the books that it would eventually hold. Also, on another note, you can also enroll in the engineering program at Indiana University for $1.99 per credit.
For real?
A crocodile cannot stick out its tongue. A ping pong ball can travel off the paddle at speeds of up to 100 miles an hour. A dentist invented the electric chair. I'm thinking he doesn't have very many repeat patients. Typewriter is the longest word you can type using only the letters in one row of the keyboard. Go is the shortest complete sentence in the English language. Nutmeg is extremely poisonous if infected intravenously. Be careful next time you go to grandma's during the holidays. Honey is the only food made without destroying any life. And that's worthless information in 90 seconds or less.
All right.
I love it.
That was really good.
Hey, honey also is the only food that does not spoil. Ever.
So imagine that, those two things together. It's the only food that doesn't kill life. It's not made by killing life.
And it's fun in the bedroom.
All righty. Well, okay then. Sticky, icky. Oh.
Warning. The following video contains explicit language, which may be offensive to some viewers or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Now,
yeah,
As far as films, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is still playing. Um, we also have Little Mermaid, which is still playing, and Fast X, which is still playing. So all of those films, definitely go see those. But the next film that you definitely don't want to miss is Transformers: Rise of the Beast, which is amazing. So it starts next Friday, June 9th. Or is that this Friday? No, I think it's this Friday. Yeah,
It's this Friday.
It starts this Friday, June 9th. Oh, I'm losing my mind. So yeah, definitely check it out. It is amazing. The special effects are on point. The story takes place, it makes sense. The plot, there's no twists or anything that's weird or strange. It's a good film. And it's in definitely it will go into the Transformers classics because it's really good. So check those films out and definitely support Transformers. I am happy to report that Little Mermaid had a great opening weekend. So thank you, everyone who supported that film. And please continue to support the film. They are awesome. And then also, a shout out to my favorite group, BTS, on their 10th anniversary, which will be celebrated on the 13th. So if you're a BTS fan, something to look forward to. Anyway, that's it for the films, and enjoy the rest of your work week. And now we're ready for our topic. Our topic tonight.
Hey.
He's just trying to push my buttons, folks, but I'm not going to feed into that. They are a group. Always
They know a group.
Forever. BTS forever.
They know a group.
BTS forever. Don't play with me. Do not play with me.
I'm not gonna.
Our topic tonight. You guys are bad. Our topic tonight is no talent is the new talent. Now, by that I mean, for example, ask yourself, is being pretty enough? Have you ever walked up to someone and said, so what do you do? And their answer is, well, I got a pretty face and a fat ass.
So let's give them a piece of this first.
Okay.
They can see where this comes from.
All right.
And I'm gonna roll this twice because it actually takes a couple times to catch everything Murder Mook says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it makes sense though.
A lot of sense.
Having no talent is the new talent, right? So it's like
having no talent is the new talent.
Why niggas getting famous just because they views pilot? We'll get all the views. Violence, stupid new challenge, whole lot of ignorant dudes on the news.
Hacking the algorithm however you
Chicks
can.
getting booked for 2,000 because they posted nude styling. Think about it. Having no talent, that's the new talent. I saw a bitch on red carpet. I said, tell me what you do. She said, I'm pretty. My pants, my clit, my titties, my belly button too. I twerk for the gram. My videos get a hella bunch of views. That's very fucking cool, but tell me what you do. It's disgusting. Hoes winning be the image they pumping. Bitches getting famous or famous niggas they fucking. But it's the niggas' fault they getting caught. End of discussion. You can't blame the hoes. At the end of the day, them bitches is hustling, man. I got a saying, right? Having no talent is the new talent. Right? So it's like
having no talent is the new talent.
Why niggas getting famous just because they views pilot? We'll get all the views. Violence, stupid new challenge, whole lot of ignorant dudes on the news.
Hacking the algorithm however you
Chicks
can.
getting booked for 2,000 because they posted nude styling. Think about it. Having no talent, that's the new talent. I saw a bitch on red carpet. I said, tell me what you do. She said, I'm pretty. My pants, my clit, my titties, my belly button too. I twerk for the gram. My videos get a hella bunch of views. That's very fucking cool, but tell me what you do. It's disgusting. Hoes winning be the image they pumping. Bitches getting famous or famous niggas they fucking. But it's the nigga fault they getting caught. End of discussion. You can't blame the hoes. At the end of the day, them bitches is hustling, man.
Man, that's some real talk.
It is. It is. And people will do anything to get likes and views. There were some girls who tried to kill another girl and streamed it live on TikTok. They didn't kill her, but they almost did, and then threatened to kill her and her family if she snitched on them. Luckily, the mother was astute enough and aware to know that something was off. And so those girls did get arrested for what they did. But can you imagine, you know, sending your kid off to a sleepover, which is something so common that kids do? I used to go to sleepovers all the time with my friends when I was a kid, and vice versa. They come to my house. And when you leave your child in the care of another parent, and the thing is, there were no parents at the sleepover, but the mother didn't know that. She just dropped her off and let her go inside. And the other girls, they were streaming live on TikTok, and they literally showed everything that they did to this girl while streaming live. It was insane. It
Yeah,
was
I think
absolutely
I
insane.
think when it comes to look, we say it all the time. Obviously, the interweb is a gift and a curse. We know that with the access to everything. But man, like we were saying earlier, I mean, Mook was spitting bars because you don't have to be good at jack shit to get
Yeah.
popular, famous, and here's the thing: the more views you get, the more other companies are going to pimp you out. Because guess what? You got that many eyes on you, then we'll pay you to keep on doing what you're doing. Just slide our product in as well. And so that's exactly what he's saying. And unfortunately, it's heavily one-sided. Now you guys do the math,
Mhm.
because again, no matter how good I think I look on certain days or how well I think I clean up, I'm not going to get on OnlyFans and make nearly the money that someone who can just get on there and do like this. You want to know why? Because guys, our dumbasses are the ones that are going to pay. So again, it's a vicious cycle. You know, we're making these talentless hacks rich, as well as these guys out there who think they can sing or rap or doing all these dumbass challenges that are costing people their lives and all that. Common
Mhm.
sense is just it's a thing of the past apparently, because people are too weak to not succumb to the peer pressure of people going, I bet you can't do this, show me. Because people want that look, fame is a fucking drug.
Mm.
Attention is a drug. That's
Mm.
where the term attention whore comes from. That's where the term, that's where all of these terms come from. And people get mad and say, oh, I do this for me. That's bullshit. You're not. I just had this discussion yesterday. And we were just talking about that, how the biggest lie told is, oh, I do this for me. No, you don't. No, you don't. We don't clean up. I mean, hygiene is one thing, but you don't go change the shape of your hair for you. You do it because it's going to garner you a certain amount of attention. If I get a haircut, if someone gets their hair done, if someone puts on makeup, if someone puts on a certain type of shirt, you're not doing that strictly for yourself. Yes, you reap the benefits, you feel better. But again, if people are going love, or then you got, hit the subscribe button and all this shit. Again, you don't even need to have any talent. Think about how many stupid pranks or calls or whatever people have done, and oh, they go viral. That's the new thing, going viral. It ain't fixing. It ain't eradicating a virus. It's going internet viral.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't have to be good at sports and you can get rich. You don't have to be good in science. You can be rich. You don't have to be good at cooking or singing or nursing or any damn thing. You have all these 20 something year old millionaires, 30 something year old, 18-year-old millionaires for doing dumb shit. So yeah, I couldn't agree with him more. And that's funny because I love what he said. He said, yeah, but what do you do? I'm on the gram. Yeah, but what do you do? That's exactly what it is. What do you do that's of any real worth to humanity? Not a damn thing. And I don't know. I don't know when this runaway train is going to stop. I feel like everything has its time and it'll run its course, but when and at what cost? So no talent hacks. Mm.
And
And
they
I feel
have
like
people like the Kardashians as their role models. A lot of these women aspire to be Kim
agreed.
Kardashian and to do what Kim Kardashian did to get to the point where Kim Kardashian is now.
Oh,
She gives new word, new, you know, she gives new
well,
meaning to the word fucking your way
she's
to the top because that's basically what she did. She
well,
started off, no one
she's
knew
the
who the
new.
hell she was until she fucked Ray J. Period.
But
No one
her
knew.
mom is who did that. Believe it or not, Chris is she's the mastermind behind pimping her daughters out. Like she really, really is. And I feel, and sadly, you know who tried to duplicate and replicate that formula was Marjorie Harvey with her trampish daughter and messed up family and things like that. Because again, she's a much less known and less achieved black version of that. But it's the same thing. I mean, people will do whatever they have to do to get to a certain level, and that's all it is. Because again, she's a good-looking woman and things like that. She ain't got no damn talent. Her talent is, fucking drug dealers and marrying simps for money, i.e., Steve Harvey. Steve Harvey's the biggest sucker on the planet. He's such a simp. But he understood the same thing. I'm never going to get a woman that looks like that because her value is in her beauty, being broke, country, and funny looking like I am. But once his money made all of that start to look appealing, boom, here we are. So you look, the Jenners did the same thing. He's done it. None of these people have talent. What talent does Kim Kardashian have? All of a sudden, she's the fucking, she's the UN of prisons. She's getting people out. She's like, NATO for incarcerated. This, like, come on, this chick barely knows. And I'm not knocking her in the sense of she is a person, but give me a break. That's not who I want to speak in front of a judge and represent me. But because she has star power, she has influence. Not fair, but look, if my freedom hinges on her talking, holy shit. But everybody's seen her. Everybody knows who she is. And that it's not what you know, it's who you know. She's living proof of that. And not to necessarily bash her or her funny looking family, because they are funny looking. They just have a fantastic surgeon. They are not an attractive family, but their plastic surgeon is amazing. So again, do what you do, but we can go on and on and on about this and how many of these young people think by we do things when we're younger because you're younger, like, you're hot blooded and all of that. But eventually that shit does catch up. Eventually they're probably going to want more. And who's really going to take you seriously? Like, I know if as a man is a high value, makes a lot of money. He has a prestigious position in the company, blah, blah, blah. You really think he's going to walk in arm in arm with someone like her? They can only date other celebrities and athletes and stars. And guess what? We're all getting older. So guess what their value does? It's plummeting. And people don't want to accept or admit that. So you might be riding tough and high in your 20s. That shit's going to come to a screeching halt. And then what? So
you have kids that you can pimp out yourself, which is what she's doing with North and Saint and Chicago and all them other kids. You have a whole gaggle of them, so you never run out of anyone that you can pimp out. Like a revolving door. Oh, you've outgrown your age. All right, now it's your sister's turn. Oh, you've outgrown your age. Okay, it's your brother's turn. It's a revolving door, and then you know.
Facts. Fair point. But you know what's weird? You know who does have talent? Her ex-husband. Love him or hate him, in that whole West household, he's the only one with talent. But look what he had to do. Kanye from Chicago, South Side, walking through the mall, could have never gotten her before college dropout or before whatever. I'm just being honest. And that it's one-sided. So, I think we know where we're going. This is a very, very one-sided coin, because it's going to land, face up every time, and it's not in our favor. He had to go out and do all of this. Now, of course, he's now crazy as cat shit too. But he had to do all of that to get his notoriety, money, And like, let's look at the youngest one, Kendall, who's not a bad-looking young lady after her situation. This kid is a billionaire in an industry founded by people that have lots and lots of experience and knowledge and all that. And she just slapped her face and name on some shit and probably has a product that breaks you out and makes you grow a vagina behind your ear.
You're talking about Kylie. Kendall's the model.
Same fucking difference. I mean, yeah, Kylie. Okay, fair enough. And again, I'm not knocking these young ladies, because guess what? You strike while the iron's hot.
But she stole a lot of her ideas from Rihanna, who is a self-made billionaire.
No, she's not. She don't say self-made, but she is a billionaire.
She is self-made because she built Savage Fenty. Those are her ideas.
We'll
now,
agree.
she may have had, money to support. but she
Yeah,
still,
but
she, she came from humble means. Kylie did not. So it's not the
yeah,
same
agreed,
situation.
agreed. Look. Well, and again, I think that term self-made is used a little too loosely. I get what you're saying though. Her beginnings versus a Jenner, she definitely had a leg up, she had a boost. But everybody has to, you have to ride on the back of someone who came before you. None of us just pops off and goes, I'm going to go get rich. You have to have mentors and things like that. So I can't stand when people don't give credit to other people, but you are 100% right. Coming from Barbados and not having anything, and then of course, she could sing, blah, blah, blah. She hooked up with Jay and kind of took off on skates. But it's still kind of one of those for every person who's done. Well, look, I mean, Taraji's got, products. Everybody's got products, but I guarantee you they didn't go to school. They didn't study chemistry. They didn't do any of this shit. They literally went into a lab and said, hey, guys, I like these two colors together and make me a scent. That's what happens. Is it fair? No. But that's why you use your celebrity for things like that. You and I can't do that. I mean, I can, but my shit's gonna end up in the stock room at Walmart and never gonna make it to the front counter. Again, you got people that make movies. All of a sudden, they're selling hair care products and they're selling colognes and they have their name and face and likeness on everything. But that's marketing. And they don't have this talent, and it's not fair. It's just like when when rappers first started becoming actors, and true actors were furious. I remember Samuel Jackson losing his shit in the 90s because he didn't like rappers and R&B musicians and athletes, which most athletes really do stink in acting. There are some good ones, but most stink. He didn't like them getting roles that classically and professionally trained actors were losing out because this guy's in the NFL, this guy's in the NBA, this woman did whatever. But trust me, there are some that have made their bones and they're doing really, really well, but that's still kind of a rare bird. So again, your name carries weight, not your ability. And for a long time, he wouldn't work with them because he felt like that. He was like, they don't have talent, they just do whatever. So now you don't need anybody. There's no there's no real middleman. It's you to YouTube or you to TikTok or you to whatever, and then bored people sit there and like this shit, and then you get the ones crazy enough to actually pay for this, and here we are. So I don't know. I just I hate to sound like like I'm not hating on people's creativity. It's just the idea that you really don't have to be too bright if you know how to work a smartphone and play the algorithm game, and that's kind of scary. I'm not, again, the creativity part of it, fantastic, but it's kind of scary that I don't want to depend on these people down the road. so does that make there's that. But yeah, I don't know.
So do you think that platforms like TikTok and YouTube Shorts and stuff like that, do you think that, and Reels, on Instagram, do you think that those things are just a fad right now, or is it something that is sustainable?
Interesting. Yeah, it's interesting. I think in some fashion, things like that are going to be around probably forever. It's kind of like a lot of things. It's almost like, you don't go backwards. So it may take on another form, but I feel like this is kind of the way to go. Like back in the day, what did people talk about? Oh, we walked to school, we did this, we carried books, we did this. Guess what? They don't really have books anymore. They don't really walk to school anymore. But you still have school in the educational system. So I think, will it be around in some fashion? Yes. It's kind of like, okay, everybody had a MySpace page, I suppose, and MySpace kind of kicked it off, and then Black Planet, da da da. But these were like, without them, we probably wouldn't be here at TikTok and Instagram and things like that. Much like, old school athletes had to pave the way for these guys getting $1 billion contracts, $100 million contracts, and there's probably some sour grapes behind that, because I know they're thinking, without us, you guys wouldn't be here. So yeah, unfortunately, I do feel like unless it's made illegal or censored, there's no way to reel this in. You can't reel in this train. It's gone. The horse is bolted from the barn, so you can't stop it. But I think it's bringing about the deterioration in a lot of ways of people's brains and attention span. It's a fact that young people's attention span is shorter. Their anxiety is higher. They deal with far more mental problems and things like that because they're so honed in to these damn platforms. But it's kind of like we were talking about last week. I was teasing a little bit, but you can't live your life if you're watching somebody else live theirs. And people are, yeah, Brian said they don't teach signature cursive is what he's saying, but he's right. But that's another thing.
That is true.
There's like if you have to sign your signature, most people under a certain age, unless they deliberately taught themselves or they don't have a signature. It's more like text. And so it's things like that are leaving. The English language is being butchered even more than before because teachers are they're allowing stupid kids to give them papers that they've written in text format. Again, no talent, but you get to pass. Everybody gets a medal. No talent, but you get a trophy. What does that do for people that work their ass off? What does that do for people that do have talent? It discourages them.
Yeah.
And it makes them want to give up. And see, that all that does is just bring about the degradation of a whole society.
It does. People don't even use good grammar anymore. I was on a Zoom and the lady said, well, let me introduce myself so y'all know who I'm is. And I'm looking like, did she just say that? And then that's like what your name is. So what your name is? And I'm just like,
it's a whole language now. They got a name for it. It's called Ebonics.
But it's
I call
always
it
been
wrong. That is my biggest pet peeve is when I hear horrible grammar. When I hear horrible English, it's just like, are you serious? Like, well, my name is Crystal. Everyone calls me CB, and that's just so annoying. Like when I met this one guy and he was like, so what your name is? And I just walked away. Like, there's nothing to discuss. There's no reason to exchange names because you and I won't get along. It's just not going to happen.
Okay, so again, like it's been made acceptable. Mediocrity is this country's MO. So, sorry, hate to be home bashing. I'm from America, but it's the American standard now. What they say, gold standard? No, mediocrity is American standard. It's like, and again, it's to me, there's always an ulterior motive. But if you look at the music that's accepted and what people are allowed to get away with, I even look at newscasters and whether people on TV that you normally would have looked to get the best of whomever. And even they're super relaxed. Now, I do like some of the relaxed feel. They have a little more fun. They're not stiff and uptight. But at the same time, okay, so CB, you were just saying, I'm big on grammar too. We all, of course, relax when we're not on the clock or not in a professional setting. But I'm just talking about in general how people don't even understand when they're wrong. And so one of my 317 is
don't know what the hell is taken. It's taken.
That's exactly it. But and again, this is where it goes. But he's right. But guess what? When people don't know because no one's correcting them, hell, you can't correct the kid. They'll fucking kill you if you tell them it's taken and not taken. You know what? I'm gonna kill you after school, Mr. Johnson, because you can't correct them. But like I think about, so you realize when you start something with more, you don't end another word with ER. So we joke about that. One of my favorite stupid things to say is Mo Gooder, because I know people. I know people that go, yeah, that's cool. Dude, you don't understand. You're making me feel bad for making a joke that you just believed in. But but people do it. So it was more worser, it was more scarier. Like again, this just goes to show how much was not shown along the way. You didn't pay attention, because these are things that I learned literally
you
in my
just
2 years
did
of
You were
you
school.
say
joking, right?
it was more worser?
Oh yeah, it was more
Did,
worser. She's
did,
more better. And I mean,
did you
these are
say
things we used to make fun of each other.
TOO? Welcome to TOO, the
Yeah,
show.
so
It should be.
yeah.
You were joking, right? That was a joke, right? Say it was a joke. Please say it was a joke. He had to be joking. He was joking. So if I say, George, how your day was?
I'm more for you. You can say whatever. It doesn't mean he's going to be seen in public with you, but you can say
How your day
whatever.
was, Roger? How your day was?
My day was good, Shawty. I mean, look, I just left Atlanta, Georgia, so trust me, trust and believe. It was fantastic. You get a bunch of that right down there. I mean, but it's funny, and again, like I said, in a relaxed setting, I think dialects and things are great. Yeah,
Sun shining there was?
you said what?
Sun shining there was?
No, that's Yoda. That's not Georgia. That's different. I fucks with Yoda. We can go backwards, but yeah, I don't know. So my question is, are you okay with young people, getting these instant fortunes, which, I hope that they're going to take care of it and protect it. I don't think a lot of them have the knowledge base to do so because a lot of that information is withheld. So if you had to talk to a group of young women, let's just say, and you went to a room and all that, and some of them said, "Hey, I'm already starting to make money doing this, or this is what I want to do. I want to be like Cardi B, or I want to be like Meg Thee Stallion, or I want to be like," what would you tell them?
That if that's their aspiration and they have to work for it, and that it's more to it than that. If you want to be like Cardi B and you want to be like Meg Thee Stallion, that means you want to be in the music business, but you have to understand that it is a business, meaning that there are things that you're going to need to know. There are going to be things you need to research for your own. You need to get a mentor. You need to get probably an entertainment attorney to go over contracts. There's so much more to the music business than just getting on stage, singing a song, going in the studio, spitting some bars. There's so much more to it than that. I would recommend they watch the story of TLC because you can sell a million records and still be broke if you have un if you have unhonest people behind you. So, in order to not fall into that trap, you need to have the knowledge and arm yourself with knowledge because knowledge is power, period. So,
I
if I had to speak in front of a group of women, I would tell them that anything worth having is worth working
All right.
for, period. And if you're going to get into a certain career, you need to know everything there is to know about that career and what to expect because not everyone's experience is going to be the same. Someone may come out the bat from the first song and just go platinum. It's happened. Jennifer Hudson, first movie, she got an Oscar. Where many of actresses have waited years and years and years and still don't have an Oscar. She got one the first time. So everyone's experience is going to be different. Everyone's expectations are going to be different. Everyone seems to want fame and fortune, but you also need to be ready for what comes along with that. And your mental health is important too. So there's so many different factors that go into that. So
Right. And I
before
mean, I think in terms of talent, though, but and so like you're saying, you're talking about talented people, and the funny
yeah,
part about it is, if I think realistically, and
I would
even for
ask,
the
I would, well, realistically, I would also pose the question, what is your talent? What makes you think that you could be up there with Cardi B, up there with Meg Thee Stallion, or Whitney Houston for that matter? So what makes you think that you have what it takes? And in order to honestly answer that, you have to examine yourself and say, do I have talent or do I not have talent? Because there are a lot of people who think they have talent, just like we've seen the show. So you think you can dance, and then they get out there and look horrible. Or they get on American Idol thinking they can sing and find out, ooh, You can't. So, you know, you got to be willing to take criticism, constructive criticism. If someone tells you you can't sing, but you believe in yourself, but sometimes you have to also be realistic and be real with yourself.
So do you think, okay, do you think it's do you think it's better to tell people that they're no good versus you can do anything? Because I know people.
I would.
I you know what? I think it's it's all about the delivery.
That part.
I mean, because you can tell people they're no good, but it's about the delivery of that conversation. Without the right delivery, you can destroy a person.
How so? I mean, which delivery do you take?
With the correct delivery, you can motivate them to get better. With the wrong, you can just set them in a depression.
You can kill their spirit.
Okay, but
so it's. I just think it's What was you gonna say?
What if like point blank? If somebody goes, what if you stink? What if you just legitimately stink? I don't know. I want to play. I want to be a professional soccer player. I'm slow as shit. I can't get. You're right. You can get better, but if they go, you know what? You're never going to be at or
if you're close to that person, because sometimes it's not something that has to come from you. Sometimes
you can bar exam 2 or 3
people. Huh?
So do you think it's a disservice to tell people? And this is what people do. Everybody has this peanut gallery. Everybody's got this group of supporters behind them that are being unfair to them. Do you think that that's harmful or helpful when people are going, "You got this. It's the best." It's just like when you ask a group of people, "Hey, are you a 10?" Some people go, "I'm being honest. I'm this. I'm that." And other people go, "No, everybody's a 10. If you believe you're a 10 in your mind, then you're a 10. Or if you believe you're great, then you're great." When does reality kick in versus delusion versus truth, statistics, and facts? Because
other people telling you, like, for example, if you feel in your heart you can sing and you step on stage and you bomb and everyone starts throwing tomatoes at you, perhaps you need to rethink your career. So sometimes it doesn't have to come from you or someone that you trust. Sometimes total strangers can tell you what needs to be told or show you what you need to see, because sometimes you're not going to listen. It's like if your parent tells you, "I love you. I think you're awesome. However, maybe singing is not your thing." "Oh, Mom, you're crazy. I'm going to go to this showcase and kill it." And you go on stage and bomb.
Well, you didn't listen. I think organic opinions are the ones that can kind of tell you, because you're right. Your closer circle, your nuclear circle is probably going to be a little more biased. But and again, right. You know why Trey don't need it? Because here's the thing: his picture is up at every post office. He's got the slash through it at a couple of.
It's on every milk carton.
He's already famous. Right, he's already famous. But I mean, and I think we all kind of agree. But I think the thing is, the web, the net is making people, and some people do it on purpose. Like, I'm gonna do the dumbest shit I can. Like, let's look at William Hung from American Idol. How he was lightning in a bottle. He was just horrific enough that he had a quick 5 minutes of fame, and that is just enough to influence other people to do the same thing. And I mean, fine, do it. You get people stuff to look at, but I mean,
it made for good TV. There's no doubting that, which is why they started showing the auditions, because they were so funny. Because the majority, and when you think about it, the main ones that they showed, the majority were horrible. You only had like maybe a handful that were awesome, but for the most part, they wanted to show you the horrible ones because it made for good TV. It drew you in to the competition, and you started to, at that point, develop, who you want to see go through, who you want to see be the next idol, who you're going to root for, each week. And that's how they draw you in,
Yeah, I
if
hate
someone can
that.
make you laugh, you're going to come back for more. Why do you
Yeah,
think comedy shows are so popular and comedians are so popular? People need to laugh. People need to smile, even if it's just for a moment, to take your mind off of the craziness that's around us. For that moment, for that hour, you're watching American Idol, you're watching those auditions in the first, couple of weeks of the season, and it's funny. You need that funny, you need that humor, you need that hilarity. And it's just you know, you need that in your life, especially
you know,
with the craziness that's going on. We need that. That's why everyone loves our
you know
show,
what?
because
You
they need us, because we bring joy into their lives. We make them laugh for the
we
two,
bring
two
we
hours
bring
that
something.
we're on. Because we're awesome. Right, guys?
Okay, this fool. I mean, I slap my own ass sometimes. But you did just mention something that I wanted to address. You mentioned comedy, and guys, I forgot. Sorry. Uh, I know. Speaking of comedy, DC Young Fly. I don't know if you guys know who that is. Comedian.
Yeah.
He was on Wild 'N Out. He's kind of doing a tour with Sid and these guys now. Just lost his partner. She was on the show as well.
Jackie O. Hmm.
Yeah, Jackie. So
She was beautiful
didn't
too.
want to let that go without saying it. And again, getting those procedures, Um, it was kind of like Kanye's mom and some other people. Just
Mm.
she got that called that mommy procedure, or whatever it's called, getting a bunch of shit done after you have a kid. And I mean, it's in the name of beauty, and I understand your values in your youth and beauty, but
Yeah.
it's costing women. It's
Yeah, we're
costing
gonna
women big
tackle
time.
that next week on our
I know.
topic, dangerous beauty. So we'll talk about that next week.
So anyway, just giving him a little shout out, condolences, and things like that.
Yeah,
Because
definitely
you
condolences for
know
sure.
that's gotta suck. Oh yeah, that's gotta suck. Um, y'all know me. I like to throw curveballs. So also, since we're all over the place, come
Mm.
on, y'all. Ain't nobody said anything about this. For you, yeah, you people are supposed to be in the know of things. Check this out. My man Pac, fine. What do you think about this?
Posthumous star on the Hollywood Walk.
Yep.
It just
Right
happened,
on
actually.
time.
Yeah,
It
it
just
just happened. This just happened a couple days ago, actually, less
Yeah.
than a week.
Yeah.
I'd say that's
That's
long
I had
overdue.
that. But do you think I mean, I feel like when someone's controversial, I feel like at least a generation or so has to go by to kind of let that flame fan down before people can actually give the acceptance and acknowledgement of really who and what he was. Because think about
Hmm.
Dolores Tucker, think about Clinton, think about all the people whose heads he went for. They couldn't see that this would have never happened,
Hmm.
even 10 years ago. Pac has been dead almost 30 years.
Yeah.
We remember everything
Some
he
don't
said and
even
did like it
believe
was
that he's
yesterday
dead.
because him and fucking Elvis and a couple other people, they can all be clones underground. That's fine. But since he ain't performing anymore, we're gonna say he's dead. All right. Uh-huh. But 30. I don't know. And you know what? Shouts out to Big Boy, because Big Boy, radio personality in California, is who really, really spearheaded it. Hey, fair enough. Good point. It's all
Yeah.
about money. It's all about money, Gage. Gage gets look. If you stop making money for them, they will take you out so that you can make more money for them. It's just the truth of the matter. I mean, we can go into y'all know me. I'll go into the conspiracy circle all day long. That's why Mike ain't here. That's why Prince ain't here. That's why a lot of people ain't here. Because you know what? If you choose to take your toys and go home, now you ain't gonna make it home. So anyway, but Gage is right. Obviously, who owns the rights and shares, rights and publishing with his family and all of that, they're going to get paid off of finally doing this. But I hate that. Don't throw me no damn bone, because you know what? Let Justin Bieber's sorry ass die tomorrow. He'll have a star on the Walk of Fame before his ass is in the ground. It is what it is. But he's not controversial in that way like Pac. So he's just, but that's just who I thought. If I don't want Justin Bieber died, I don't give a shit what happens. So don't nobody get mad at me, or but
Yeah,
yeah, I
that
just want
wouldn't
to
be
throw that
good.
out there. And so since I'm on the road of pissing people off, I got one more for y'all. One more. I'm having fun with it now. What does this make me a dick? That's right.
Yes.
All right, George. Tell me. Yeah. Okay. Tell me what you think. And y'all already know my thoughts. So, for those that can't see that, it's just showing a woman was surprising her husband at her ceremony, at her graduation ceremony, by changing her last name. They've been married, but she's military, so she didn't do it because a lot of headache, paperwork, etc. She was showing that it was supposed to be a big moment. He was, emotional, etc., etc. And there's a clip you can hear the whole thing going on, but you hear a baby in the background, and the whole point of the clip is to show said baby crying in the background. And then the internet took off because everybody's complaining about having children at certain functions and they ruin things. And then you got both sides. You should be able to bring them anywhere. You should only be able to bring them certain places. Blah blah blah. What do you guys' thoughts on having functions like that, dress up, grown up stuff, and people bringing children? It's small children especially, but damn sure babies. What's your thoughts on that? We all have kids. I'll take mine nowhere anyway.
I don't know. It depends on the event.
What do you mean? I mean, I get what name something that's appropriate and something that's not appropriate. Okay, this was a graduation. This was a ceremony. It was a big deal. It was a major event, and his wife made a major.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that.
Okay,
having kids at that
so
event.
like even military or whatever. Okay, so what type of event would you not have a kid at? What do you think? What do you think is not?
I mean, I wouldn't. Right. I mean, I wouldn't take them to a nudist colony. Shit, I'm just saying. I mean, I don't know. I said it just depends on the event. It's like I can't reel off. It's not like I got a list of events.
Okay, so if anything,
I'm just saying it just depends on the event. And you're talking about a graduation. What's wrong with that? Hell, I went to my son's graduation. One of his classmates walked across the stage and graduated with the baby in her arm.
Yeah, that's kind of the going thing. I think that's that started. It started obviously clearly like in the 90s, going into the 2000s, and I think it speaks to two sides. It speaks to two sides. Congrats for doing it. To some people, you did it in spite of, and I think other people are like, that sends an interesting message. So depending on what side of the fence you're on.
Right.
Because I know some people feel like, and maybe we'll talk babies, because kids that spans a whole lot. 3-year-old is a kid, 13-year-old is a kid. So again, we're not being overly literal, but I mean, so let's take crying babies for instance, because that's what this was. This wasn't a kid. This was a crying baby that basically, in their opinion, ruined a very, very special moment that had been planned out. So maybe I say babies so much, not so much kids or children, because that's a big group.
Infants.
Yeah, anything that can cry, that can't, talk or tell you what's wrong, and won't stop anytime soon. It's like planes. You can't do anything about that. I mean, I've been on planes where infants have literally cried the whole time, and I don't say anything because guess what? Shit, sometimes if my ears pop, same thing. But yeah, I don't know. I think some things just require, in my opinion, a little strategizing. But you got something for us?
Well, yeah, I have a clip because I don't know how to play videos on here. But anyway, There was this YouTuber, her name was Brittany Scoville, and she was on safari in Africa, and she went on to do a TikTok full of lies. And so I just wanted to show what it looks like when people come together for a good cause, because the South Africans, they came together and they got her permanently banned from TikTok for her lies. So basically to set everything up, so she got on and she was talking about that. Well, you'll see it. Go ahead and roll it, George.
Tell me when to stop. This thing is 11 minutes on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no.
Y'all remember last week when I was in Africa and I said I have a whole bunch of information that you don't know about because the media is not going to show you or tell you? White African Americans and Black African Americans. And so what these Black African Americans are doing is the white farmers like 3,000 upwards a year. Because why? Because they are greedy and because they can, I guess. I wasn't supposed to know about it. Nobody's supposed to know about it. But I'm Brittany Scoville, okay? I'm going to find out that you're not. I don't know how, but I always do. Had people attacking the out of me saying that this is not true.
Wait, that didn't bother fact check your shit, then double down.
Shut the fuck. I stand my truth. Like, even though what I said wasn't the truth. Would y'all just shut the fuck up and leave me alone?
No, we won't until you land.
Like, oh my God. Nobody's being civil to me at all.
It's going to be horrible for you. I'll be nice to you. I'll be nice to you. I'm a very nice person. I'll be nice to you. Wrong country. That's the thing. Wrong country. That's the first thing. Secondly, whoever gave you this information set you up. He or she knew very well what they were doing. They set you up. Set you up for failure. You're already telling us to shut the fuck up. It's only been a few days. Give it 2 more weeks, Miguel.
Okay, so
Hold strong. Hold on. Show some grit.
What were you saying?
What's her, other than not that, is she just saying Black? Because she said Black African Americans, which is...
Yeah, she was wrong on everything she said was wrong, because nothing she said was true. She did it for clout. She did it for likes. She did it for views. She did it to boost her social media, to boost her TikTok. She lied. And she fucked around and found out what happens. You can't just go up there and spout lies with no consequences. And she found that, and she thought that she could, most of them,
what happened?
Most
What'd
of
she
them feel
find?
like they do. Huh?
What'd she find out? What happened? What happened to her?
Well, number one, that stitch was from one of the South Africans who was telling her, it's only been a few days. It's going to get worse for you. That's why I wanted you to play 2 more and then just stop it, because that basically explains what happened. Like everybody came together to get her banned because she lied. She thought she could get away with it. She thought, because she thought she was privileged, and to some extent, that sense of entitlement that they have.
Making up, just I don't understand why anybody does anything now that can be fact checked. I used to think about when, back in the day when you could lie to a girl and be like, yeah, I played for this team or that team. They couldn't figure it out. So you might get a date or some shit out of it if you went to a different town. You can't do that now. You can't go somewhere and go, yeah, I played for the Chiefs. They're going to have your shit pulled up before you turn around.
Yeah, my ex did that. That should have been a red flag on me right there. But,
the idea that people are still willing to, well, like you said, no such thing as bad publicity. So you're right. They do it for likes, clout, no matter whether it's a bunch of negative or a bunch of positive, it's still a bunch of hits. And to me, You know.
Well, when everybody started ganging up on her and telling her, "You're saying lies. Please take your video down," she just doubled down and kept it up and just started talking smack to people. So she basically fucked around and found out you can't do that to a country at that and expect no
Now, where's
repercussions.
she from? Where's she from?
America.
Oh yeah, good luck at that. You know, so we'll see how that goes.
She was on a safari hunting in South Africa, and she claimed somebody told her that, but everything she said was a lie. She lied. She just came back to America and lied.
First of all, how many people do you know go on safaris? You know what that entails. So right there, she's detached. The fact that she was on a safari. The little white girl went to Africa on a safari. You know, that says everything. So I'm pretty sure the Africans had a really good time just feeding her lots of bullshit because she was probably sitting there spooked, scared to death that somebody was going to run off into the jungle with her like King Kong, while simultaneously staring at their Johnsons. So anyway, you know, whatever happens to her happens. I don't care. Fuck it. What an idiot. But, you know, so Brian was asking what she lied about. And just,
she lied about, that's why I wanted him to play the next two more, because it basically goes into it, because the Africans, they basically explain, because basically she was saying that the Black South Africans are killing the white South Africans like 3,000, upwards of 3,000s or some crap. And the thing is not true.
No, obviously. Do you think if 3,000, let's just say farmers in South Africa, white South Africans,
you
out of your mind? So, you know, again, do the math. But it's a headline. It's an attention getter.
It is. But she effed around and found out that, you know, you can't fly under the radar like that, especially when you're telling lies on another country.
In South Africa. Right.
She was on Mommy and Daddy. Yeah.
No knowledge base, but you know, let's go ahead. So that's exactly how that went. And yeah.
And then she does her TikTok, and then she, you know, just lied. Literally just spouted lies. And the first people, you know, were believing her and, you know, sending her love. And then she started to really receive, you know, notice from the South Africans, like, why are you lying? Please take your video down. It's not true. Don't spread those lies. And she kept the video up. And so now she's permanently banned from TikTok. Not only is she permanently banned from TikTok, she's on their radar at this extent where if she opens another account on any other platform, then they're going to attack that account too. For the simple fact that people like her don't need a platform to say
all she gotta do is show her titties. Yeah. If she said I'm sorry, show her titties, they'll be like, okay.
Yeah, but that doesn't make it okay. It's not okay.
Most of this,
it's not okay. Some lies can be detrimental, and spreading lies about a country is just wrong. Spreading lies, period, is wrong. But to attack a country for what? And to think that that's not going to come back on you? People like her don't deserve a platform. People like her don't need to have a platform to spread more lies and hate and rhetoric and stuff like that. Seriously, they don't. And so they should attack her and continue to attack her. Whatever platform she gets on, they needed to take that one down too. Report the shit out of her. And that's what we did. I reported her too. Because
she should be spread. She should be. Okay. Listen, I'm gonna preface this by saying yes, I'm from Missouri, but not certain. All of that ain't equal. So can I just say, why Missouri do we have to make laws about certain things? Because Kansas City, St. Louis, I don't know about Columbia, but yeah, we're considered moderately progressive cities in that particular part. But then you got a whole lot of the state that's kind of questionable, sketchy, and that's why shit like this comes up. They literally have had to issue warnings because them, hey, listen, who do you think goes to Yellowstone and tries to run up and pet bison and other dangerous shit? Who do you know that gets in with crocodiles? It ain't us. It ain't us.
You know why they? You know why they can't? You know why they? Why they said that?
Why?
Because they just found some black bears up here. They've migrated up here and have never been here before, ever. We didn't have black bears.
And it's Missouri, and it's also certain other people that want to see if they can go pet it.
Right. But the good thing is that black bears do not they are afraid of people
until they're not.
They're not aggressive
until
that part. Until they're not.
Well, of course, that's guess for everything on the planet, every animal on the planet, for that matter.
So again, if you get a group or a species, shall we say, that love to try to pet dangerous shit, everybody wants to be, a knockoff crocodile hunter. Like I said, you hear, look, we get shot by the police, but we don't get eaten by wild animals.
Right.
Hey, Gage feels
so
me.
true.
Gage feels me. So, I mean, it's the sad, stupid ass truth. So the fact that you have to remind people of that is just pitiful. But, again, I listen to my brothers and sisters out there that do that. I appreciate y'all for doing that because you guys discover animals and shit that we would never go after. So thank you. Keep doing it, I mean, that's crocodile hunter and everybody that follows in his stead, because it ain't gonna be Tyrone the dinosaur finder, because we ain't looking for shit. So so there's that. But yeah.
Well,
so
guys,
anyway, all right.
We only have a few minutes left. It's been real. It's been fun. It's been real fun. But sadly, our time is done. Done.
All right.
Well, with that, I gotta say, peace, love, and hair grease.
Look at here now. Boy, look at here. Now, I appreciate y'all going all over the world with us today. We just was on some old random type. Let's have a good time, shit. So from me and Uncle Ike, we just here to say all right. Don't make us stand up. Y'all be cool. Oh geez.
All right. Thanks everybody for rocking with us.
My babe. Appreciate you rocking.
Thanks everybody for rocking with us tonight. You've been listening to CB and the Boys. We come to you every Wednesday as your midweek motivator, offering you music, motivation, conversation, laughter, and a whole lot of fun. And hopefully you got that and then some. So don't forget, while you're here, like us and subscribe if you have not already. And that can also get you some really, really nice treats, some nice prizes. If you like us, subscribe, share our show around. Yep, thank you. Go to Facebook, like us, subscribe. Everybody, spread the love, spread the word. CB and the Boys. And that can also, as we said, win you some prizes. So for our 100th subscriber, we'll randomly pick someone to win a prize. Our 500th subscriber will randomly pick someone to win a prize. But our 1,000th subscriber will get the grand prize, and we will randomly pick someone to win that. So help us on our journey, and we will see you here next week, same time, same channel. So
been arrested, and obviously she has been arrested.
And we will see you next week. Bye-bye. And don't forget to go to cbandtheboys.org. Bye. See you next week.
CB and the boys have left the building.